like to talk about risk-free rate. What is a risk-free rate? Which is a quite important concept in valuation. When we talk about risk-free rate, the first question we can ask is, what is risk? Risk in finance is generally considered as the variance between actual returns and the expected returns. For example, if you invest in an asset, you expect the asset will provide you 8% return in 1 year time. The actual return could be quite different, could be 6% or even 10%. That variance of your actual return and the initial expected return is the risk. So once we understand the risk concept, what is a risk-free rate? The risk-free rate is basically a return available at the valuation day on an investment that the market generally thinks is free of default risk, and the actual return will equal the expected return. So how we get the risk-free rate when we're doing a valuation, which we'll try very soon. But in generally, when we're estimating the cost of capital, the risk-free rate will serve as an inflation adjustment mechanism because it's free of risk, and it will generally increasing or decreasing the cost of capital as inflation estimate changes, which we'll talk a little bit more further about inflation rate and risk-free rate in the next video. So for risk-free rate, where are we gonna get the risk-free rate when we're doing the real valuation? For valuation, analysts typically will use the yield to maturity on a country government bond at the valuation date as the risk-free rate. So for example, if you want to value an asset in America, you will more likely to use a 20 years US government bond as the risk-free rate yield. The reason for that is, in generally, we consider the US government is free of default risk, and at the same time, the US government bond, the yield will be able to provide you a mechanism. The expected return will always equal the actual returns given it's a fixed income securities. So for valuation perspective, analysts typically will use the valuation date yield to maturity on the benchmark country government bond as the risk-free rate. But saying that, you need to keep in mind, sometimes the long-term government bonds will make interim interest payment, which means their duration is less than their stated maturity. So if that's the case, what should we do? We basically need to consider using the implied yield to maturity on a zero coupon government bond. So for example, it's quite common for us to use a separate trading of registered interest and a principal of security, STRIPS, which is a zero coupon government bond generally issued by US government. This type of bond are generally known as the zero coupon bonds because they pay no interest or coupon compared to most of the government bonds. They will actually make interim coupon payments. The interim payments will cause their effective maturity to be much shorter than their started or say their stated maturity. So as a result, if you want to be most accurate, we should always consider to use the zero coupon government bond to the yield to estimate your risk-free rate. Okay, so this is all today we want to talk about. Hopefully you get some idea about what is risk-free rate. We'll chat more about risk-free rate, including the risk-free rate component, and also what should we consider when we choosing appropriate risk-free rate in the next couple of videos. If you like the video, don't forget to like it and also subscribe my channel. Thank you.